The Sunday before the election, I had the opportunity to meet with Elon Musk at his house for a couple hours to talk about the election. And he told me, he said, I can tell you right now, I'm responsible for this. He said, I'm involved in every battleground state, and we're going to win every battleground state. And I am convinced that whatever he did, whatever rocket science thing he did, made a huge difference in this election. The Sunday before the
It represents natural data distribution. It is symmetrical, and it indicates no manipulation by machine or other influence. When we compare this to early voting data, we see that Trump's performance does not match a normal distribution. This validates the concern of manipulation and a vote-flipping hack. And we see that Harris also does not meet a normal distribution. And this suggests that if votes were flipped, they were taken from Harris and given to Trump. Georgia, in their countrywide 2024 election, and so this graph shows precinct vote totals for the Georgian Dream Party, the dominant party in Georgia, which is accused of being supported by Russia. When comparing this data with an expected distribution, we see indication of manipulation. Now, when comparing this data to Trump's early voting data, we see parallels yet again. This comparison shows both votes were manipulated, and Trump's data was significantly more aggressive in the vote flip. Georgia.
We don't need votes. I tell my people, I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than anybody's ever had. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes. We can take the Senate pretty easily. And I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over. You know, computers are the greatest. He looked at some that were just shipped in, some of these vote counting computers. He knew it before it even came in the door. He looked like at the back of it. Oh, I know that one.
I'm a technologist. I know a lot about computers. And I'm like, the last thing I would do is trust a computer program. Because it's just too easy to hack. It's too easy to add just one line.
Yeah,
We're in space acts and quietly just do whatever we want.
what's your assessment? Did this work? Is he going to win?
Yeah, it is. Not for now, but not for now.
You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
Trump is disqualified from holding any office defined by this Constitution, and Congress must make that clear. I am not telling them to win. I am telling them to try to fulfill the revolution that the 14th Amendment represents. Trying is what my ancestors did. Trying is what created the amendments. Trying has made all of us here today possible. This is the new birth of liberty Lincoln described in the address etched into these hallowed walls. And so I speak, not only as an American in our modern moment, but with a plea from every generation that has come to cherish this Constitution. Just try. For the nameless dead of Colfax, Louisiana, Vicksburg, Mississippi, Wilmington, North Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and 1,000 other places who cried out for the protection of equality. Just try. For those tired, poor, huddled masses yearning to breathe free, who built lives for their children and their children with the beauty of birthright citizenship. Just try. For those who took aim at segregation, who demanded an end to Jim Crow, who never wavered from the promise of this country. Just try to defend against enemies of the Constitution, foreign and domestic. Just try. And because we are Americans, we don't give up, least of all on ourselves. And while this politics refuses to see people like me, the Constitution was not imagined for me. It now belongs to us, me and mine. fine because we tried and succeeded at making it better. Now it is our turn to try for the ones who come after us, and it starts with standing up for the Constitution and against Donald Trump. Love to the Constitution, love to the Republic, love to the United States, and love and blessings to all of you. Thank you. Let's fight for what we believe in.
Never give up, we will never concede. We're going to walk down to the Capitol. But I said, something's wrong here, something's really wrong.
The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. If you haven't introduced yourself, here's something of an introduction. Section 3 specifically is about disqualification from office, and it so reads.
No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress, or as an officer of the United States, or as a member of any state legislature, or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Meaning,
If someone had sworn an oath to support the Constitution,
like serving this perfect dictatorship,
and then took part in a rebellion,
like Jan 6,
or helped the enemy,
like giving aid and comfort to J6ers by promising pardon,
they
as in criminal Trump,
are banned from holding positions in the government. Though Congress can remove this ban with a 2/3 vote, which in this case, should members of Congress
even think about doing this, would be a betrayal of their oaths of office.
He's an uneducated insurrectionist. You need not know anything else. He's an uneducated insurrectionist. You need not know anything else.
In the history of humanity, democracy is an extremely rare and fragile and precarious and transitory thing. Abraham Lincoln knew that when he spoke from the battlefield and vowed that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. But he was speaking not long after the Republic was created, and he was trying to prove that point, that we would not allow it to perish from the earth. For most of history, the norm has been dictators, autocrats, bullies, despots, tyrants, cowards who take over our governments. For most of the history of the world. And that's why America is such a miracle. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress, so it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified.
David met Goliath.